It's my pleasure now to introduce our first speaker, Alejandra Navarrete with the Ocean Foundation. And the Ocean Foundation has been working to elevate OA policy and ocean issues across the UN Environment Assembly specifically. And this has included the development of a proposed OA charter for governments to sign up to. And Ale, I'm excited for you to tell us more about these proposed charters and what they might help to accomplish in the context of UN Environment Assembly. So I will go ahead and share my screen and get your slides up here. And can you hear me okay, Alejandra?
Yes.
Great. Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and put 5 minutes on the clock, and I'll give you a little warning as required. How's that?
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you to the Ocean and Climate Platform and to the OA Alliance. It's always an honor to be part of these speaking groups with you. And this webinar, I think it's important that we continue talking on how we can do things. So one of the ideas was to how UNEA works. UNEA is a forum for an OA charter. Next slide, please. So what is UNEA? The UNEA is the United Nations Environment Assembly. It's the world's highest level decision-making body on the environment. It was formed by UNEP, the United Nations Environmental Program, in 2014 as a mandate from the countries. So what it does, it started in June 2014, as I said, and they had their first meeting. So after that, they had been convening every 2 years. So right now we are in UNEA 5 that took place almost 2 months ago now. And what the way they work is they bring on resolutions. All the ministers of environment of the world get together and they agree on the type of resolutions that they can pass. So these, they set global environmental policies. They set some priorities on them and they try to develop international environmental law. So UNEA is a very important forum to pass things. For example, it took 5 of these meetings to pass a resolution that agreed to have a treaty on plastics. So that's something we have been working on. Next slide, please. So UNEA works with the ministries, and then you have under international environmental law, the law of the sea, does regional work. So for UNEA, what you have after the resolutions are passed, some of these come to the bodies or come to the countries by itself. And also the other way of working is through regional bodies. So one of these regional bodies, there exist 18 of them. Some of them are administered by UNEP, others don't. So we have the Caribbean region, the East Asian region, the Mediterranean region, the Western African region, the Caspian Sea that are administered by UNEP. The not UNEP ones are the Black Sea region, the Northeast Pacific region, the Red Sea and the Gulf of Eden region, the South Asian Seas, the Southeast Pacific Sea. And there are some independent ones like the Arctic, the Antarctic, the Baltic Sea, the Northeast Atlantic region. And what we have thought of when we went to UNEA 4 for the first time, and we tried to pass a resolution on ocean acidification by itself. And it was a very difficult task to do it like that. So we started with a regional body. We started in 2018 with the Cartagena Convention region. We first went to the STAC meeting, that's the Scientific and Technical Committee. And we passed this resolution that it was recommendation under 8 to take note of how ocean acidification had to be addressed by the countries as a topic of common concern and how we could partner with them to work on this. So this was very important for us. And then at COP15, the parties to the convention decided to pass a resolution accepting the recommendation of the STAC committee. So this is the way we have been trying to tackle this. So we went again to UNEA 5. UNEA 5 was very much onto plastics. The countries agreed that ocean acidification is a very important topic, but it was not the time to pass an ocean acidification resolution. One of the things that they agreed on after in their ministerial declaration, I'm going to read it to you. So they said, we commit ourselves to safeguarding life underwater and restoring clean, healthy, resilient, and productive ocean, capable of providing food and sustainable livelihoods and storing carbon. And we will do so by strengthening efforts to protect, conserve, and sustainably manage our ocean, seas, lakes, rivers, and coastal ecosystems while acting to prevent pollution, including eutrophication and plastic pollution, and to prevent sea level rise, ocean warming, and acidification by keeping our efforts in line with the Paris Agreement and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. We look forward to the organization of the second United Nations Ocean Conference in Lisbon in 2022 and the United Nations Water Conference in New York in 2023. So in a way, they are talking in general terms about ocean acidification, but I think we need to go further and work with them to really pass a policy that addresses the topic altogether. And the way we have worked with this at the national level, please pass the next slide. In the United States, we work on federal policy and ocean acidification through incorporating scientific studies with the local governments to create these blue ribbon panels with the scientists, the policymaker, the fishermen. So next one, please. So all this has to do with adaptation and mitigation measures. So this is something we'll have to encourage at UNEA to pass a specific resolution on that. What we try to do this time is making a more round one that would include the nexus of climate change and biodiversity. The way we had worked with governments, with policymakers, we had got them in the room, give them a workshop, and then we have bring them the scientists to them. And we have also enabled legislator to legislator learning exchanges. Next one, please. So we have a process to help them do the training for the policymakers. We work with them to teach them the science, how science is important to have all these policies made. Next one, please. We have also a way to work with the scientists. We have to have baseline. We have to have information. So all this is something we have been working with the countries. At UNEA, we learned about the World Environmental Room, where they are working on a baseline on different topics. One of the topics that we brought is the data hub for knowledge. We're working with Mexico, because if we want to address these topics, we need to have baseline. We need information. There's a 68% of information missing on SDG 14. And if you look at the information of different databases, there's a lot of information missing. Next one.
Just giving you a less than 1 minute warning.
Okay. So we need to collaborate with them. Next one, we collaborate all together. And we have this guidebook on our legislation that we have put together to work with policymakers across the globe. Next one. And I think we work with Mexico, with the Senate, and we are trying to pass on policy on ocean acidification with them. So I think that UNEA could be a platform where we can work with this. And I'll stop here. Thank you very much, Jessie.
Thanks, Alejandra. That's great. And it does really give a good snapshot overview of the things that we're going to touch on. And I'm really pleased that you brought up, I'm happy to have you open with UNEA specifically, and to really kind of drill into the policy space that Ocean Foundation is driving. Because I think it's really in keeping with the OA Alliance is working to invite governments in to join, to make a high level commitment of some kind to creating an action plan, to passing legislation, which we hope, of course, promotes this type of regional coordination and priority setting at the international level, as you described. So really appreciate that. And thanks for joining. So moving now from the environment directives across